Well, hello, welcome back to Hanger 51. Yep, it's Saturday night and I'm live. I know, unusual. It's been a while, but I just thought I'd test the waters and see who's doing what on a Saturday night. Shadow Ops, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So, what were you doing just now that you saw my little show pop up? You watching a movie? You just hanging out on YouTube? What were you doing? What's up, Spence? How you doing, man? This should be gay. Okay. You're gonna add that element to the show tonight. Fix my sound. What's wrong with it? You getting an echo? Is that what's going on? What's going on? Let me look here. Hello? Hello? Oh. Hello? Is that better? Yeah, it looks like the volume was turned down on the mic for some reason. I don't know why that was. Okay. Is that better? Fixed? Okay, good. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't notice that was down for some reason. I don't know why it was down. Uh so what's going on? What's new and exciting? Is it a Busman production? Sure. Why not? uh, so what's new? Spencer, what new airplanes did you buy? I know you're flying a couple turbines now, aren't you? The building's coming along pretty good, actually. The back is what it is. It's not going to get any better. Um, I'm just going to have to live with it. It's tolerable most of the time. I'm not in any real pain. Actually, my legs hurt right now. I'm having a lot of problem with my knees lately for some reason. I don't know, but yeah, the back's doing okay. Um, at least now, when it starts to hurt, it recovers quickly. All I got to do is get off, my feet, go sit down, and it usually recovers pretty fast. So it's tolerable. I guess it's the best, I'm 65 years old. I guess that's the best I can hope for. Um, but that's I'm not going to do any more surgeries. I don't think they're going to help. The stem cell helped my neck 100%, but it didn't do a thing for my back. So, but the building's coming along. Um, I did some rearranging to get I've got the first 12 feet of the. Okay, so I don't know if you saw the pictures, but the whole upstairs is done. The floor, all the floors in, and it's all. I'm putting all my crap to get it out of the way, out of the shop up there, and that's going real well. So the first 12 feet of the living room is done. The floor is in. The last 16 feet is completely empty now. I moved everything out of there. Actually, I parked a car in there for the first time. Because that's what I elevated the living room for, was to park a car under there. And there's actually one of my Impalas is sitting in the garage tonight. Well, there's two in here. The other one was over there with airplanes on it, but in its proper parking spot, there's one Impala in there tonight. And I bought a new car today on a whim. I bought this car right there. Um, and let me switch cameras here. I'll show you a close up of it. So this is an '06 Dodge Charger Daytona, yellow. This is exactly the car I bought. Um, You know, I bought this die-cast back in '06. I bought this one probably. This is a green version. This is radio control. This is just a die-cast. And then I have a gigantic radio control. I actually have four of them. That's like this big. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, yellow. Well, I have two yellow ones. I have a Mamba mango, that mango orange, and then I have an SRT8 version of it that's red and silver. Um, so I was really hot for this car in '06, and it's always been on my mind. This has been in the background on the shelf behind me forever, um, and since I put the shelf up, and this one was in the living room in the house, and I brought it out here now. So yeah, this car's been on my mind forever, and I just ran across one on Marketplace, and it was a screaming good deal, and the car is in fantastic shape. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's got a new motor in it. Apparently, the motor went bad. Apparently, the Dodges were having problems with their motors back then, and they so he had, he took it into the dealership, and they basically said, yeah, it's just one of these things that, so he had a factory refurbished motor, from Dodge, put in it. Runs perfect. Runs really good. Everything works in the car. It's in perfect condition. I mean, it's, how old now? It's almost 06, 16, 26, almost 20 years old, and it works great. And everything works. It's cold AC, runs great. So yeah, I'm real happy with it. Your big Avanti? What's how big, and who makes it? Your Avanti, the big Avanti. Um, yes, the transmission leak got fixed, but I don't think it's 100% fixed, and the transmission's not shifting right anyway. So I've already talked to him, and I have to take the car back, and he told me, listen, I'll make it do whatever you want it to do. So I'm just gonna go meet with him. This was kind of a weird thing. The guy that I has always done my training work doesn't want to do training work anymore, and he's a good friend of mine. I've known him since I moved to Florida in '83, and he's one of the first guys I befriended here in Florida, and we go motorcycle riding together, and so he said, I'm gonna sublet this out to a guy that does transmissions. So he did, and he rebuilt it, and he got it back, put it in the car, and and I immediately had a leak, and I was pretty pissed, and they fixed the leak, and I really haven't been driving the car because I don't have time. I don't have any place to go with it. And then one day I took it out, the battery's dead. I charged the battery because I don't drive it, and the training's not shifting right. It's not. I shouldn't say it's not shifting right. It's not shifting the way I set it up. I put a shift kit in it to make it shift a certain way, and it's not doing that anymore. So I don't know if he took the shift kit out, like he changed the valve body, or if this isn't even my transmission. So I got to go talk to him. He told me to take care of it, so I'm not upset or worried, but we have to get it fixed. Car drives, but it's I need the car to shift the way I want it to so I can race it. And so anyway, I haven't taken it back to him yet. Just been busy, and he was working on another car, and he was supposed to call me when he got the other car done, and he has to call me. But I'll bet the car's done. He probably just forgot. So I'll probably get with him this coming week, see when we can get the car over there and get the tranny worked out. But anyway, that's not a big story. Brian Chambers, what's up, man? How you doing? Sim racing kicks RC car's ass. Oh, are you sim racing, Spence? What are you doing? The NASCAR racing sim? You got a whole big setup of 3 screens and the whole driver's seat and everything. What are you doing? the Chevy guy just got a Dodge. Actually, I had a Charger, not a Hemi. When I was working for Allstate in, um, I think I went to work for them in, I think, '07, '06. I don't remember. I bought an '07 Charger. It's the exact same body. The 6 and the 7 and the 8 were identical. They all looked exactly the same. And I bought a 6-cylinder Charger because I needed something to be good on gas for a work car because I'm an insurance adjuster for Allstate. Had to drive all over half the state. So I bought one. I loved it. It was a nice car. I really loved it. Got 34 miles to the gallon. I loved it. And then in '08 is when the ethanol hit. And as soon as the car hit, I had to start putting ethanol in it. The mileage went from 34 miles to the gallon to 14. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't do that. That's not going to happen. I can't. My Impala gets better mileage than that. So I traded the Charger in on an Infiniti G37S. That was in '09. I drove the car for 2 years, and then in '09 I bought a brand new Infiniti G37S, and I traded the Charger in on it. So I had a Charger, and my Charger was identical to this one inside. The seats, well, these have the suede leather in them and everything, but same style seats, same dash, everything's the same. The body was the same, just not a Daytona and not and no Hemi. It was a 6-cylinder. So, but I always wanted the Daytona version of it, and I finally got one. Got a great deal on it. It was a super good deal. The guy put new tires on it for me. He washed it. The guy has been phenomenal. I just couldn't have been a better used car experience in my life. It was amazing. The guy was so kind, and he was so happy that I took my toys. I took these two and the gigantic one with me and showed it to him. And the car's been in his family. His dad bought the car new in '06, and then I don't know how many years later he gave it to his son, and the dad gave it to his son. Well, his son don't want it. Kids today, he wants a Lexus. He had a Lexus. He wants another Lexus. So dad gave him the Charger, and he didn't want it. So he sold it, and I got it. And he was so happy. Even I met the son. They were so happy that I was so happy. They just were all very happy that the car's going to a home that's going to love it. And so that was really cool. I just got it home. I had a little problem getting it home. Don't know what happened. We'll check into it. One of the brake rotors overheated really bad, the left front rotor, and I literally had to stop at a gas station for over an hour to let it cool down, and because the car was just driving horrible, and it was really hot. Smoke was coming off of it. So about an hour of cooling down, we took off, and I drove it real easy, and I stayed off the brakes completely. Literally, I was using the emergency brake to stop at lights, and just drove it calmly home, and the rotor stayed ice cold all the way home. All of them did. I wasn't using the brakes. I was using the emergency brake. And maybe. It might be a caliper sticking. I don't know. I'll look at it tomorrow. I wasn't going to worry about it tonight. But I got the car home, and it's here, and I'm super happy. I just love this car. So I loved my Charger when I had it, even though it was a 6-cylinder. I dialed it up to look exactly like mine was silver, but I put the black decal. Let me go back to this. I'll show you what I did. So you can buy this stuff on eBay. So I bought this black Hemi decal for the hood, but it didn't say Hemi. I had it just say Charger on it, block letters like this, and it just said Charger. And then the Daytona here on the back, I had it say Charger SE, where it says Daytona right here. Same sticker, but I had it say Charger SE. I put the black wing on it. I blacked out the back. They make a decal to black out the trunk lid. I put that on it. So it looked, it was a silver car with all the same markings. And that's how I did mine up to look just like this. And it looked really good. It was beautiful. I'm sure I put pictures of it. I don't remember that or not, but I'm sure I put pictures of it up on the show back then. And so now I have a real Daytona, and I'm pretty happy. It's a nice car. Very, very happy with it. The interior is in really great shape. The paint's great. It's all original. It's been garage kept its whole life. You know, basically a one owner. The original owner was the dad. He gave it to his son, and then he tried to give it to his son, and he didn't want it, and so I got it. So I couldn't have found a better car for me, and the engine runs strong. It really does. It's not it's not as fast as my Impala when you full throttle it, but it's got on a just a nice casual acceleration. It pulls hard. I mean, it really does. Just you just throttle into it nicely, and it just starts setting you back in the seat like without going full throttle. It just really it has a lot of torque. It really runs really good. The motor runs really good. So oh, is that right, Shadow? Okay. Oh, I'll keep an eye on that. I'll be doing regular oil changes on it, and I'll be running nothing but synthetic in it. So I doubt I'll have any of those kind of problems. And like I said, this is a refurbished engine from Dodge, and I'm sure whatever problem they fixed it, you know, whatever the problem they were having with the original motors, I'm sure they took care of when they rebuilt this one. So I feel really, it runs really good. So I feel pretty confident that I've got a good. It's only got this motor only has 6,000 miles on it. The car has 155,000 on it, but the motor only has 6. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. A Skymaster 9.4 foot long. A Skymaster. What is a Skymaster? Is that a jet, or is that a? I'm not sure. How you doing, Craig? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Who else is in here? I'm bouncing around, trying to tell stories and read the chat. I'm not doing real well in that. It's been a while, guys. I'm rusty. I don't remember how to do this shit. I couldn't get the computer to come on. I was like, what the hell's wrong with this damn thing? So I was having some computer issues. This is not the new computer yet. I haven't had time to fool with that. Been so busy with the shop, getting it. I'm just trying to really get this done so we can get the new trailer. So iRacing is GT3 racing. Is that GT3? So isn't that one of the 24 Hours of Daytona? Isn't there a GT3 class in that? Those I don't know, what do they call them? Prototype cars? Is that what that is? Is that what you're doing? Hey, Ray! What's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to this guy. I saw you in the show the other night. Actually, I saw the show. I fell asleep. Not your show wasn't boring. I'm just really tired. I've been working day and night. I've been breaking my ass on this place. And now that I have stairs to go upstairs and work, I'm going up and down the stairs, and that's kicking my ass. I'll be honest with you. Going up and down stairs all day is kicking my ass. So, Bill, what's up? How you doing, man? So anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm permanently back. Probably not yet, but I think I'm going to do Saturdays. I'll try to get in here on Saturdays, but where I have to get to, and we're getting closer. All right, so I have the floor for the bathroom in upstairs. Once I build a bathroom, I've got this air conditioned now since I've got the roof in, which is this floor, upstairs floor is the roof. I can air condition this. I can heat this. So we could literally stay in this room while they're building the trailer. As long as the bathrooms where we can shower and everything, so she can go to work for 2 months. And that may not be an issue anyway. We've talked about, she's going to retire anyway, and we've talked about maybe just going on the road to come fly with you, Bill, and come out to California, Ray, and come fly with you, and we might just travel for 2 months while they're putting our new trailer in. So instead of living in here, while they're doing it. We might just go on the road and get the hell out of here. And so I'm not sure yet, but I want to try to get this to that situation so we have a choice. We can either stay here and while they're doing while we tear the trailer down, or we just get the hell out of Dodge. So once I get to that point, so we can get the trailer in, then after that I can relax, and finish this up at my will. But anyway, but it's coming along. It's doing real good. The staircase came out really good, and we got it. Now I can go upstairs, and the first 12 feet of the living room the floor is in, so it's the last 16 foot, which is where 2 cars are parked. There's going to be 1 car parked under the 12-foot section, and 2 cars under the 16-foot section. And the one Impala's there, and I made a hole big enough to put the new Charger in the other hole. So that I might be parking them both inside. I got to do a little more. There's some things in the way, and made it very hard to get the car in here. So I have to move some stuff around. Mostly it's the floor for the last 16 feet of the living room is in the way. Those 4x8 sheets are in a stack on the floor, and they're in the way. But I haven't got the joists in yet. So I have the joists here, but I can't get to them. They're on the other side of the other Impala over there. So I have to get those over the car and get them. The hangers are all in place and everything. I just got to take the boards and slide them in. And then once they're in and I put the floor down, that'll get the stack of wood out of the floor, which opens everything up, and I can finish the floor on the upstairs, and just things are going to move much faster once I get that done. But at least I got all the shit that was on the floor down here upstairs now, so I've got a nice clean area to work in now to get the joists in, put the strapping underneath, put the flooring on top. Now, well, Brian, we haven't completely made a decision on that. I've been looking at the modulars. The problem here, the way Florida does it anyway, if it becomes a permanent structure, like my building, my property taxes go way up. And a modular home would be a permanent structure. Because they bring it here on a trailer, they lift it off the trailer and put it on the foundation. Whereas if we buy a trailer, like I'm living in now, it's not considered permanent structure. So I don't have my property taxes won't go up. So we really wanted to. Well, I was going to build a home. I really wanted to build a home. I can't afford the property taxes. I just didn't. Jeff in Lower Alabama, what's up? I didn't do well enough in my working life to afford it. So we're going to have to just go with the double wide trailer. We picked out a really nice one. So we're pretty sure that's what we're going to go with. We haven't ordered it yet, but I'm almost at the point here where I'm close enough to getting where I need to be to go ahead and get it ordered. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to have it built, and then they'll bring it to the property. It's going to take them 2 months to put it up. The brand that we're buying is called Jacobson. They're a very, very good brand. And they use real drywall and everything, like real construction. And they don't finish the drywall until it's on the property. All right? They've got the drywall up in the rooms and everything, but they're not taped and mudded or anything. They're just the drywall's up, bare. Then they bring it here, they put it together, level it, all that. And then they finish all the drywall, finish the floors. They do all that on site. So it takes them 2 months to assemble the trailer and finish it. And that's when they'll do the sanding and the mud, tape, and paint and all that. And then we get to move into it. So that 2 month time period where we have to be somewhere else is why I have to get this finished so we can either live in this while they're doing that, or we're going to go on the road. So we haven't decided yet. So, but up in the air. We don't know what we're going to do. So, but that's how that's going down. So, all right, let me see if I missed anything else in the chat. If you guys asked me a question, I didn't answer it, ask it again. So I know you guys know I really got back into 3D printing heavy because the new printers are amazing. So this one over here now is the Creality uh, K1 Max. This is the K1C over here, which is smaller, and then this is a much bigger one. And I had a bigger one yet, but it was a disaster. It was the Creality K2 Plus, and it didn't print. They've got issues with it. They know they've got issues with it. I thought they would have had the issues fixed by now. They didn't, so I sent that one back. But this one's been phenomenal, and it allowed me to print a full life size batleth. I don't know if you guys are Star Trek guys, but you can see it standing up in the corner right there, and it's about 4 feet. I think it's almost 4 feet. So it's a full size batleth. I haven't finished it yet, and I'm painting it to look like it's real, instead of plastic. But yeah, it's coming out really cool, and I need a bigger machine to build a bigger toy. So yeah, frickin' Klingons. yeah, yeah, it's a Klingon weapon. So and I've been printing print myself an Academy Award, so that came out really. This is life size, by the way. I did print some smaller ones. I think there's one on the shelf behind me. Oh, there was. Where'd it go? Did I move it? Is it over there? I must have moved it. I don't know where I moved it to. Anyway, oh, there he is. He's over there. It's this size, but this machine's max size is 250 millimeters vertical, and that's exactly the size of the shelf. So I can print anything I want on this printer max size, and it will fit on the shelf behind me. So I printed this first all together, and made one that would sit on the shelf, and then I wanted a life-size one. So I printed it in 2 pieces. The gold is one piece, and then the black is a separate piece. And so this is actually life-size. This is how big the Oscar is, and that won't fit on the shelf. So it fits. It fits if you don't have the base on it. Now, there were 2 different ones. These 2 guys are very similar looking, but they're different, and this is more accurate. This is not as accurate. It's got some better detail here and there, but it's not right. This is the right one. They do change them every year. I mean, they're not exactly the same every year. Sometimes the base is a little different. The guy is changed slightly. I don't know why they change it, but whatever. Yeah. So, but this is the closest thing to a actual accurate Oscar you can get. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, C3PO. Fred! I haven't printed a C3PO yet. I did print the Lost in Space robot. I did print R2D2. I printed the Doctor Who TARDIS. That's up on the shelf. I printed the Prusa, that rocket engine, the orange rocket engine there. I printed that. That's very detailed. Wow, that's crazy. And then of course, the vases. Got to print vases. I printed more dragons, the articulating dragon. Tried to print this octopus. It was really cute, but that was on the K2 and that failed. Couldn't get that thing to print. So, Dark, I would imagine they're going to sell that for a while. The whole Timber series for Horizon has been a good choice for them. So I don't see that going away. More for a while anyway. The whole Timber evolution market between the Twimber and the Timber X, which is what I have. The whole thing seems to have done well for them, so I don't see that going away anytime soon. It should they should keep making that one for quite a while. Um, as long as sales keep going, and every time I know a lot of you guys buy every time they come out with another timber, you guys buy it. So that case in point, right there. I mean, it's got a market. People like it. I'm not a big fan of the timbers. I had the first one, the regular 1.5. Didn't care for it much. I didn't think it flew very well. Got the ad that I actually turned mine into the Timber X, and I love that. That one flies really good for me. I like the it's more aerobatic, and it's a great trainer. If you put it half flaps in safe mode, that plane is super easy to teach people how to fly. So that's my trainer when I'm teaching people to fly, and so it's a good airplane, you know. So and so yeah, I don't see that going away. It's going to be around for a while. I'm pretty sure. They keep adding new. Then they came out with the wooden version of it, you know, and then they came out with the twin version of it. I'm waiting for the tri-motor next. They're going to make a tri-motor timber next, I bet. The old Ford tri-motor will have the, you know, the tri-motor timber. Is probably going to be next. Is that right, Ray? You really like the twin timber evolution? Yeah, yeah. So you know, it's it's got a good following, so I don't see it going away. Yeah, I think it's going to be around a while. They seem to be doing well with it, and they keep the stuff that sells well. Anything that doesn't sell well, you know, they get rid of, and then sometimes they bring it back, and they haven't. The one I've been waiting for them to bring back, and they haven't brought back yet, is the Spitfire. I really love the Spitfire. I didn't get one when I had the chance to buy one, and it went away. And you know, they brought back the P-47. They brought back the big Carbon Z T-28. They brought back what else? They've brought back several of the old planes they discontinued, but they haven't brought back the Spitfire yet. Damn it! And I really love that airplane. That was a very good flying Spitfire. Um, so I'm still waiting, waiting and hoping. I hope they bring it back. I really would like to get my hands on one of those. Um, where are all the cocks that I print? Sorry, haven't printed any of those yet. I did look them up once though, just to see what I could print as a gag. But yeah, no, I haven't printed one of those yet. There really isn't that good of a selection out there, where at least where I was looking. So, just for the record, the Super Twimber Night Evolution X. Yeah, Fred, that sounds about right. Yeah. No, Bill, I didn't see that. Who did a paper airplane build fast print? Who did that? I didn't see that. With functional wing slats. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, like on Draco, you know, the real Draco. Yeah, that would be pretty. Oh, actually, not Draco, Scrappy. Yeah, Scrappy had those really intricate slats that came out. He really did. He outdid himself on that one. Build Fast. That's a channel. Build Fast. I haven't been on that channel yet. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Yeah, Shadow. I struggle with that too. I've got so many high wing airplanes that are like Cubs and you know, Timbers, and you know, but I there's still one I want, and at the moment I can't really tell you which one it is, but there's a high wing I want another one. Yeah, I've got uh, the Beaver, the FMS Beaver. I've got that. I've got a couple of those. Not the FMS, but I've got the FMS Beaver. I've got the one from um, uh, not what was it called? Not Hobby Zone. Was it Hobby Zone? Maybe it was Hobby. Horizon bought them out, and then they kept their planes around for a little bit, and then they kind of like washed the whole thing away. I can't remember if it was at Hobby Zone. Anyway, they just came back out with it. As a matter of fact, I think at Christmas time Tower was selling it, the old Hobby Zone timber, not timber, beaver. Um, David, what's up? How you doing, man? So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I can't seem to stop buying high wing. If it, if it's an airplane, I buy it. A big find I had recently was Tower came back out with the I don't know if they must have had a trailer full of them out in the back they didn't know they had, because they had discontinued the twin otter. Remember the blue and white twin otter came with floats and had the black and white propellers. Well, I have one of those, and the propeller got broke, and I tried to replace, and you can't get the propellers. They discontinued them. You can't, it's impossible to find them. And I was really bummed. I mean, I know I could put different propellers on it, but the black and white, propellers are kind of a signature on that airplane, and I kind of wanted to put the ones back on it. And then all of a sudden, Tower's got a scratch and dent sale on twin otters. I don't know where the hell they got them. But they, like I said, they must have had a trailer full of them out back they didn't know they had. So they put them up, and I bought two of them. So now I got two brand new otters in the box, plus mine with the broken prop. There's nothing wrong with the plane other than the props got broke. So I'm probably just going to open one of the boxes and grab the propellers out of it and put them on this one and keep flying this one. And hopefully not. The propellers, I'll tell you what happened. So during the hurricane, I had the plane outside. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, it was dirty, dusty, and I was letting the rain rinse it off. So I had it out in the rain. And it wasn't blowing away. It was fine. It was just sitting there just fine, even that big wind, and it was just sitting there, no big deal. So I kind of got, complacent that it would stay there. Went in the house to get a drink, came back out, and the wind had blown it upside down, which is no big deal. It didn't break it. It didn't hurt it, except when I picked it up, the propellers were broke. So when it flipped over, it broke the propellers. Didn't break the airplane. The airplane's fine, but it broke the propellers. So that was my fault. Dummy me. But I didn't think anything of it. I'll just order a couple new propellers. Well, you can't get them. So that kind of bummed me out. So, but anyway, so I ended up buying two more of them. So I got two brand new ones in the box. So, that was a nice find. I was real happy to get that. That's a real fun airplane, guys. If you get the chance to get one of those, used or something, it's a really good flying airplane. It flies really good. I like that plane. So so let's see what else is going on. For you guys that just got here, I bought a new car today. It was kind of on a whim. I really wasn't looking for this car, but I've been a fan of this car for a long time. And one of these, an '06 Dodge Daytona. Came across one. I was on Marketplace, poking around, and this one caught my eye, and I checked into it, and it's perfect. It's in perfect condition. It's yellow. It's exactly like this one. It's yellow, and the paint's perfect. It's been garage kept its whole life. I bought it from the son of the original owner, so it's never left the house. It's, the original owner bought it in '06. He gave it to his son when his son graduated high school. The son gave it to his son when he graduated high school, and he didn't want it, so I got it. Yes, it does have the Hemi. Yep. So it's a Hemi. It's a brand new Hemi. The original motor broke, and he had a factory Dodge refurbished engine put back in the car that fixed all the oiling problems and everything you're talking about. They fixed all that shit. At least that's what they told him. And it runs good. It's strong. It runs very good. It accelerates. a nice easy acceleration from a light, and it just sets you back in the seat without. I mean, I'm not flooring it. I'm just rolling into it, normal takeoff, and you can just feel it pulling. I mean, it's strong. It runs really good. The AC works. Everything works. There's only one defect on the whole car. The son lost the knob on the radio. The right knob, not the volume knob, but the other side knob. So I got to get a knob for it. But other than that, it's perfect. You know, the paint's great. Interior, there's a couple of little tiny tears on the driver's seat. You know, where they all rip and get worn. Other than that, the car's like perfect. It really is. It's in great shape. Okay, so is my hacker back, because the screen just like went way big off the scale, and I can't see the chat. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can fix this. I don't know what happened. This is really weird. I don't think this one lets me scale it down. The browser I'm using. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. Weird. Very weird. Okay, hang on. How in the world did it do this? Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I don't know how I'm going to fix this. Let me try this. I don't know how I'm going to fix it. This particular browser, this is why I wanted a new computer. I haven't put it in yet. I should have. Because now I've got a problem I can't fix. Maybe I can fix it. Hang on. Just give me a minute. We're going to fix it. I'm going to try anyway. I think I can fix it. We're going to find out here in a second. Well, actually, this will probably work anyway. Yeah, I'll just run the show from another window. That's all. No big deal. Yeah, I blew the screen up, and I know you guys on the browser you can go up in the right corner, and you can adjust the size of the window, but this particular browser I'm using, it's called Opera, and it doesn't let you do that. So it went super big, and it cut I don't know what caused it to go super big. I don't know what happened, and it cut the chat window off, so I can't see the chat. So I'm just going to open a regular window, the same window you guys are watching, and I'll run the chat from there. So I just have to go find my own show now and open it up in another browser, and that'll be fine. I don't know why I did that. This another one of these lovely gremlins that happened to these. If you have never done a live show, guys, this is some of the stuff you have to deal with. It just happens. You don't even know why it happens. It just happens. You're just like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, well, so yeah. And since I'm not a subscriber of my own show, I have to go find my live show on my webpage so I can open it, because it won't come up in my feed. Here it is. Okay, so let me open this. And then we should get the chat window back. And yeah, no, I don't want to skip the ad. So skip the ad. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're almost there. It's trying to open it right now. It's just doing its little thing. And there's the chat. Okay, the chat's back. The window's not open yet, but the chat's back. So that's good enough. And I got to kill the volume here, though. Okay, the chat's back. Okay, took care of that. Victor, what's up? How you doing, Victor? Okay, so let me see what I missed while my window went bananas. Okay, so I got the chat back. I can see what's going on. I thought about that, Shadow. You know, designing some 3D airplanes. So here's what I figured out on the 3D airplane thing. Okay, because originally the whole reason I got into 3D printing is because I watched a video 8 years ago, 9 years ago. A company called 3D Labs came out with an F-86 3D printed, and they it's a 90 millimeter, and they printed the whole thing, and then the guy's doing one of those fast motion, uh, you know, and he builds the whole thing, and it looks so cool, and it came out great, and I was like, I got to do that. That just looks so cool. So, um, so that's why I originally bought the printer. Well, I never got my printer to work good enough that where it would print an airplane. I mean, I just that 3D, and it's right over here. Let me switch back to the other camera, and if you look, well, my cup's in the way. Maybe if I move my cup. Yeah. So you see that vase is sitting on my old 3D printer. Let me get right there. That's the Ender 3. That's the printer I've been printing with for 8 years, and never got it to print quality. So I wasn't even going to attempt to print an airplane on that. And then I got this one, and I thought, hey, now I can, you know, the C1, the K1, the K1C, and now I got a printer I can print an airplane with. So I started doing the math, and by the time I pay for the filament, it's a $40 file to buy the file. I think it's going to take 2.5 or 3 rolls of filament just to print it, and then by the time I load it with servos and the fan it's just not economical to do it. It's going to cost way more. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool, and I haven't rolled it out yet, but yeah, as far as, you know, printing airplanes to make it cheaper, no, it ain't cheaper. You know, it costs more money to print it, plus the time it takes to do all the printing, and then all the assembly, gluing, and yeah, it wasn't such a great idea after all. At least, you know, economically wise. Now that doesn't mean I wouldn't do it anyway, just for the fun of doing it. But you know, on a financial, not a good idea. You know, so, but like I said, I haven't ruled that out. Yeah, Ray, I've been looking at that Dynam SR-22. I haven't bought them yet, but I've looked at that for years. It's a good looking airplane. Um, yeah, thank you for the Oscar. Thanks, thanks, Fred. Best supporting printer. Yeah, yeah. I'm just getting caught up on the chat that I missed while I had to open this window. Oh, I didn't know. Does Dyna make it to Takano? I didn't know Dyna made a Takano. The one that Hobby King came out with, guys, is phenomenal. That Super Takano they came out with. Oh my God, I love that airplane. What a beautiful airplane! Great flying airplane. I mean, it's just fantastic. I love that airplane. Oh, Shadow wants me to pull over so he can get off the bus. He probably already got off. Sorry, Shadow. Have a good night. um, yeah, Victor. If I'm gonna do shows I'm probably gonna do them on Saturday at 10 o'clock, and I'll tell you why. Because 9 o'clock, during the summer, I'm usually still at the flying field flying. And so, and we've, you've experienced that before. I'm late getting to the show at 9 o'clock because I'm still out of the field. So I decided if I'm going to do any more live shows, they're going to be on Saturday night at 10, because I'm sure I'll be home from the field by then, unless it's a night fly. And then if it's a night fly, I'll do the show live from the field because there'll be something to show you. We'll have night fly airplanes, and I can run the show from the field live, and you'll get to see night fly airplanes. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I hope that works for all you guys. If it doesn't, please don't feel free to comment. Let me know what you'd rather see, a different night, different time. If that doesn't jive with your schedule, I'm not married to that idea. That Saturday night's open. There's nobody on Saturday night, of course, until Bobby K comes back again, which will probably happen. But yeah, Dollar Tree foam board. That's where I used to buy my foam board. I actually bought a case of foam board from Flight Test, because I bought a one of their new what are they called, Master Series Corsairs, and I'm going to build several of them. I bought wood at the Dollar Tree, and it wasn't just wood; it was a sign or some silly ass thing that was made out of really nice wood, plywood. It was some kind of, I think it was a door hanger sign or something. $1.25. I got enough wood to build 2 airplanes. You can't beat that for $1.25. I mean, what the hell, right? So yeah, so I bought a bunch of that. So I got the foam board from Flight Test, and I got wood from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be building some Corsairs, the Master Series. So I'm going to use my original kit for a pattern and just start cutting out, and Dark, I don't know about the boxer radio. I don't know what niche that fills. Honestly, I have 2 of the full-size TS-16 radios, and I love them. They're only $199, unless you buy the Mac Daddy with all the fancy aluminum, and I don't care what it looks like. I just want it to work. So I'm pretty sure they're still $199. I think you can get them all day long for that, and it's a phenomenal radio for that. I mean, I love it. I love my Radio Master radios. I still love my Tyrannuses too. I have 4 radios that I fly with. I have 2 Tyrannus Pluses from FR Sky, and I have 2 Radio Masters, and that's all the radios I'll ever need. They just do everything. And the thing I love about the Radio Master, if you buy the multi-channel one, is you have access to spectrum and tactic. I mean, there's 70 some protocols that radio will do. So you pretty much, whatever receiver, whatever airplane, drone, whatever you buy, you could probably bind the Radio Master to it and fly it. So it's just, they're awesome radios. I love them. They're very good quality. I mean, they're excellent quality radios. I've taken mine apart a couple of times. Dropped it, broke a switch, had to replace it. The switch, you get 2 switches soldered on a board, a computer board with a plug on it for like $3. The 2, the AB switches or the CD switches, 2 switches on the board with a plug, soldering. All you got to do is take the nuts off, pop the 2 switches out of the hole, pop the new one in, unplug the old one, plug the new one in. I mean, no soldering or anything to do. It comes as a unit for $3. I mean, it's phenomenal. You can't beat it. So we'll love it. So, Wigs, what's up? Good to see you, man. So yeah, I love the radios. I think the quality's great. I haven't had any issues with them. I've been flying these radios forever. The FR, and I use all FR Sky receivers. So the Radio Master, that was its original protocol, the baseline protocol. They've come out with their own 900 megahertz protocol now, and I'm not a fan of that. I tried it. I'm trying to work with it. It's just too. I don't want to go there. It's almost like trying to reinvent the window, or I'm sorry, reinvent the wheel, and I don't want to. The FR Sky receivers work great. Why change? So I'm just going to keep buying FR Sky receivers or Radio Master receivers. Their receivers, their whatever series, are FR Sky protocol, and they work great. I buy the free Sky FR Sky receivers because they have the telemetry, built into them. So I use the telemetry. So I pay a little extra to get the real FR Sky ones. I probably have 30 receivers from Radio Master that had that protocol before they got sued and had to stop making them. Um, but I love I absolutely love the telemetry. I almost won't fly without it. I really try not to fly without it. Some of my bind and fly planes from Horizon I have to fly without it, but and I guess I don't. I just haven't taken the time to do it. I know Kenny Rogers talked about you can get the telemetry to work with the radio, with the Radio Master radio, and I just haven't bothered to. I'm really busy right now. But I'll eventually I'll probably take the time to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know much about the Boxer. I just basically it's a cheaper version of the TS16, TX16S or TS16X. I don't remember. Um, isn't that? I mean, I'm sure it's good quality. I don't know. Is Kenny here? Did I miss him? Let me back up here. Did I miss Kenny? Did he come in? Yeah, I don't see him. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, Kenny was talking about it. We were either in a Zoom or on a show, and he talked about he likes to use those. What brand receivers he used, and I forget. Um, and he gets the telemetry. Now all he's getting is pack voltage, which is okay. I mean, I can work with that. Pack voltage is fine. I prefer the individual cell voltage myself, but I can live with pack voltage. It's not a big deal. Oh, is Kenny in the hospital? I think I heard that. What's wrong with him? I forget what they said. I haven't been keeping track, guys. Honestly, I've been so busy. I really, I'm just breaking my neck trying to get this damn thing done here. Um, yeah, what's going on with Kenny? What's wrong with him? Wow, really? I thought when they removed his rectum that they fixed all that digestive problem, and now it's flaring up again. Really? Damn. Yeah, Dark. I haven't personally played with the Boxer radio, but as far as quality, yeah, I love their Radio Master makes a good product. So yeah, you've got a great radio. If you and especially if you like the ergonomics of it, yeah, you made a good choice. It's a great radio. So yeah, definitely get my two thumbs up on that one. I think FR Sky and Radio Master are just making phenomenal products. Um, Highly recommend them. So they've had to cut him open twice. He's still in the hospital too. He hasn't gone home. Wow, that's not good news. Sorry to hear that. But out of the loop, guys. Haven't even when I get in like Jeff's show occasionally or Ray's show, I I'm going to tell you the truth. I fall asleep a lot because I'm just working all night long out here. Because it's too hot. Usually during, I mean, all winter was fine. I was working during the day, but it's getting hot again during the day. It's too hot to work out here. Um, this is air conditioned, but unfortunately, this part is done right now. I don't get to work in here. I'm working up above it and out there, which is where it's really hot. So yeah, so I have to work at night, and so then I go in the house, turn one of your shows on, get comfortable, and I'm asleep in seconds. I mean, I'm just the fatigue. I don't even realize it until I stop moving, and then it just boom, and I'm out like a light. I'm out, and it's been in the hospital a couple weeks. Wow, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's not good news. Wow. Yeah, well, we need to say some prayers for Kenny for sure. Good guy. You know, met him a couple times up at Bigfoot, and him and his wife are good people. I really love those guys. So yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to meet Kenny and his wife, um, they're really good people. So what's going on in the RC world, guys? Any new deals I missed out on that I haven't? You know I haven't been shopping for planes lately. I did come across a couple of deals I think I mentioned in the last one, but you guys tease me all the time that you know you're glad I stopped doing my show because it saved you a lot of money. I take that as a compliment. Because I like finding the deals and passing them on to you guys. So I kind of you know enjoy doing that. Yeah, yeah, that's we tend not to make good food choices, and right now I'm struggling. I'm eating all the good foods now right now, and I still can't lose the weight again. I don't know what's going on. Um, After the second back surgery, I lost 40 pounds to before the surgery because the doctor wanted me to, and I felt good and looked good, and he did the surgery, and then that went well, and then it was the follow up where he did the stem cell treatment that screwed me up. It really messed my back up. I couldn't get out of the I was basically couch bound, and started putting the weight back on, and so yeah, all the weight's back on again, and I'm just eating a lot of protein, staying away from the carbs as much as I can, and we cheated the other night. Deb wanted some ravioli, so I made some ravioli. I did buy. We had some spaghetti, but I bought that gluten free fake pasta. It's not real pasta. It's only got like 4 grams of carbs or something. It's ridiculous. And it tastes fine. I don't have a problem with it. It tastes fine. So the tomato sauce and everything I can eat. Put a lot of meat in it. That's all good. I can eat all that. It's the bread. Can't eat the bread. I can't eat the pasta. I can't eat potatoes, French fries, anything like. I'm staying away from all that stuff, and the weight's coming back off, but really slow. I mean, really slow. So not happy about that. But that's not a priority right now. Getting this apartment thing done is the priority. So that's where I'm focused. I really haven't done anything with my cars. That's why the tranny and I don't drive the car. I don't go anywhere. I don't even think about it. I'm focused on this. So you know, and then I lost my focus and bought that. Yeah, well, and it was probably a good diversion. I'm super happy, guys. I love this car. God, I love this car. It's just such a beautiful car. Um, so, but anyway, yeah. Um, what is the SA5E release? Which plane is that, Fred? Is it a plane? It could be. You're a big Surface guy. It could be Surface. I don't know. What is the SC5A? Is it a Horizon plane? Is that what we're talking about? The only thing I could come up with, Bill, is warehouse room. You know, they can't fill a bay full of airplanes that don't sell. They've got to keep their inventory rolling. You know, um, and I think that once it stops selling well, um, they have to make room for a new product, and that's the only reason I can think of. I don't know why they can't just buy fewer of them and make the bay smaller. You know, if the demand has gone way down, just shrink the bay down, add another one of your planes if the demand's gone way down, and let those two airplanes say, you know, share that one bay that was dedicated to one plane when it was popular. I just I hate it when they discontinue airplanes. I hate it. You know, it just because you know they're I love almost all the planes they make. They're you know they make good stuff. Um, and you know, and I missed out on the P-47. I missed out on the Spitfire. I missed out on. There were several good airplanes that I missed out on because I just didn't have the money to buy them. Wasn't worried. I didn't think they were going to go away, and then they did. And the part I hate too is they don't warn you. You know, they don't say, "Hey, heads up, guys, we're going to discontinue the Spitfire in December. So if you want to get one, get your order in now, because you know, uh, availability is limited. You know, so make sure you get one now before they're gone. You know, let us know so that if we need to pull the trigger on that, we do. And you know, they don't do that. It just when they sell out of it, then it's just gone, and you're like, what the hell happened? So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way they do that. It really not a good thing. Yeah, well, when you have unlimited money like you, Fred, it's easy to do. You know, a guy like me that has no job, not making any money, yeah, I just can't pull the trigger that often. You know, I have to really pick and choose what I buy because I'm really limited. So the British green biplane, like World War One type, is that what we're talking about? A World War One British biplane from World War One, the SA 5A. Is that what? Okay, yeah, I'm not a big World War One biplane fan. I don't think I have. Well, I have a couple of Sturmans, but that's all I've got. I don't have anything else. I don't have any other um, World War One planes. I just wasn't a fan of that era. Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, believe me, one of the guys. I'll tell you what. So when I first started flying out of Chucksfield there, when I moved up here, there was a guy there that had that exact airplane, a big wood kit, big wood SE5, and he crashed it. The first day I showed up at the field, he crashed it, and he threw it away right there in the trash can. You know, I brought it home. I have all the pieces. You know, it wasn't that bad. I said I can fix this. You know, so I brought it home. So I got these beautiful wings. They're green with the the rondelles on it, and and I still have those pieces. And that was 11 years ago. Um, because I thought it was cool. So I'm not. It's not like I don't like those planes, but yeah, I don't generally buy those planes. But that was a challenge. When he crashed it, I'm like, I can fix that. So I brought it home. It's in the other garage where I used to do my show. It's still over there. I just saw it yesterday when I went. Well, I didn't dig this out of there. What I think I brought. Yeah, I went and got the big. I have one of these that's like this big. It's huge. RC. It's yellow. It looks just like that. And I have two of them in yellow. I have one in mango, which was the '05 Charger, I believe. And I have an SRT-8, which is in the living room of the house. So I have four of these gigantic Chargers. So I went and dug them out of the old garage, and I saw those wings sitting there again. The wings are here, the tail surfaces are over there, and I just laughed. I said, "Oh God, I got to fix that one day." Yeah, one day. You know, yeah, Dark. I actually have a couple of Spitfires now. I bought two from Hobby King, um, and I did a whole refit on that. If you go back on my channel and look it up, um, it had this big chin scoop on it that was wrong. It wasn't the right. And I might actually be able to put my hands on the refit one. So I actually chopped the chin scoop off of one completely, remade the front cowl and put it back together, painted it a different color scheme because it was a desert scheme that came brown and tan. So I painted it green and a dark brown and green, and removed the chin scoop, and that one came out really nice. And then the other one, I left the tan and brown. I think it's sitting right here, though. I don't think I put that one away yet. No, that's not it. Is it still in here? I think it's still in here. Let me look here real quick. That's the DC-3. That's the Bronco, Mustang, F-22, T7, Corsair. No, I guess I did put it away. So, but the cowl is still here that I redid. The cowl was too big and it was too far forward. It was just totally wrong. So I cut it off. As a matter of fact, there's a piece of it that I cut off right here. I can grab that. So this is the piece of the cowl I cut off. Because it was just too big and too far forward. And so I shrunk it way down, narrowed it, shrunk it down, moved it back on the cowling area, so now it looks right. And then I haven't finished painting it. It's been primed and prepped, but I haven't painted it this light blue gray color because the whole bottom of the airplane's this color. The top is brown and tan, and the bottom is this light blue. And I haven't painted it the blue yet, but I just have to paint it blue. It's ready to go, and then mount it on the airplane. It actually doesn't even glue on. It pinches between the wing and the nose cowl. When you it's got a little tongue on it, and it slides under the cowl when you put it together. It holds it on the airplane. And I just haven't been working on that airplane. But yeah, I bought two of those, and then I bought the Spitfire from Motion RC, that big one, the 1600. I bought that one. So yeah, so I have at least three Spitfires. I also have a UMX Spitfire. A friend of mine at the field gave me that one. So that's four Spitfires. I think that's all I have. But yeah, I got four Spitfires. But the one from Horizon, because it was a 5-bladed prop, and it just flew fantastic. It's a really good fly. I really love that one. So I'd really like to get one back. I hope they bring that one back. When they brought back the P-47, I thought, well, hey, all right, we're on the right track here. Maybe they're going to bring the Spitfire back. I'm waiting. Bring it back with the new smart technology in it, and so I'm got my fingers crossed. Hopefully, that's going to happen. I'm hoping anyway. Yeah, my buddy Eli. You guys probably have seen his videos. He put one up of me flying his. That was a couple of years ago, at least a year ago, when I flew that for him. Good flying airplane. I like that A-10. When I get back into, buying more RC airplanes, I might grab one of those. It's not a bad flying A-10. It really isn't. It's a nice plane. So, I have two 1500 size, twin 70 A-10s. One from FMS, and one from LX Models, and they're both pretty cool. I like those. So I've got two A-10s. Oh, and I have a UMX A-10. So I have three A-10s. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have one of anything. I don't think. Whatever I've got. Yeah, I just bought another albatross. I don't know if you guys saw the deal at Hobby King had their albatross, the seaplane. You know, it's normally like 379 or something, I think, and it was on sale for, I think, 242. It was over $100 off. So I bought another one. It's like I can't pass that up. So now I got one brand new in the box, and I got the one that's sitting right there that I've flown. So yeah, I can't pass up a good deal. You know, when they give this shit away, I gotta buy it. So you know, see, you almost did it too, huh, Jeff? It's a nice flying airplane. I like it. It's a good looking airplane. It's well made. It looks great in the air. It's a nice airplane, and you don't have to fly it off water. I haven't flown it off water yet. I flew it off the grass because the bottom of it, the skid plate underneath is plastic. It's not foam, so you can scrape it along the grass and it won't hurt it. It doesn't even scratch it. It's fine. So it takes off. You have to use full flaps on the takeoff because you can't rotate. You know, the plane's already on the ground. So full up elevator, you can't push the tail down because the tail's already on the ground. So you have to just get it sliding along and let the lift from flaps, lift it up. And once it's airborne, then the elevator starts to work. But you can't just pull up the elevator; it ain't gonna work. So, but I got it off the ground, and I flew it. It flew fine. So, it flies off grass too. And Jeff, from Flight Club, he's flown his off grass and snow. He loves that plane too. What are you flying tomorrow, Victor? You got an Easter special fly day tomorrow? Is something going on at your field? Yeah, you're gonna be the Easter bunny. Yep, happy Easter, all you guys too. Thanks for coming tonight, guys. Glad you guys showed up. I didn't know if this was gonna work or not. Thought I'd take a shot at it. I was kind of I got home from by. Listen, I was up all night last night. Had a big fight with my car insurance company. I dumped them. They pissed me off, so I dumped them. Um, I had to get this area cleaned up because my insurance company wanted to see the spot in my garage where I was going to park this car. I had every intention of cleaning that spot for the car, but I was going to do it after I went and got the car. Because what if I didn't get the car? I hadn't seen it yet, and it was a 2-hour drive to go see the car. So, so I told him that. I said, listen, I just need to put insurance on it so I can drive it home. Because we don't have 30 days anymore in Florida. You can't put it in your name or do anything with it until you insure it. So, well, you can put it in your name if you're not going to put it on the road, but you can't get a license plate transferred until you have insurance on it. And you used to be able to because you have 30 days. Your insurance company will cover your new purchase for 30 days, but Florida doesn't recognize that anymore. So if I would have got pulled over, I would have got it. They would have towed it. They wouldn't even let me bring it home. They would have towed it. That's what they're doing now. So I worked all night last night, and I got the whole area cleaned up. That I was going to clean up Saturday, today, and tomorrow, so I could park the car in there. And I took a picture of it for them. And they said, "Okay, well, we see the Impala, because the one Impala is parked there. And where's the other Impala?" I said, "Well, I sent you 2 pictures. It's in the other picture." And they said, "Well, there's so much going on in that picture. I don't see the car." I said, "Well, it's right there. There's foam RC airplanes on the car. They're just sitting on the car. They're foam. They can't hurt the car. They're just, I had to move some stuff around, and I just set them on the car." Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. I said, "Yeah, it's in the garage. It's fine. It's safe." "Okay, well, let me get it over to underwriting." So she's gone 20 minutes. I'm on hold for 20 minutes. And she comes back and says, "Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to insure your Daytona because the the threat of damage is too high with those airplanes on your car. Listen, they're foam airplanes. They can't hurt the car. Foam airplane can't scratch paint. It's not going to happen. It's not a problem, And I don't understand how that has anything to do with the Daytona. Well, we're insuring all your cars, and the threat of damage is just too great. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to. And I'm like, listen, your criteria for insuring my car is it has to be in a secured, locked garage. It doesn't say anything about it has to be unmolested, unprotected, whatever. It's got to have a glass bubble. It doesn't say any of that. It just has to be in a garage. It's in a garage. Well, we're sorry, we're not going to. I said, okay, fine. Cancel the policy on all the cars. Done. All right, I expect a refund for the rest of the year on all my cars, and we are done. So I fired them, and but I have a spot for my Daytona now because I worked all night last night to make it, so I could show them that I have a spot for the car in the garage. But anyway, so that was just total bullshit. They're telling me I can't put my foam airplanes on my car because the threat of damaging it is too great. I've been with them like 15 years, and I've never had a claim of any kind like that. That oh, well, my car got, scratched in the garage. I need, you need to repaint my whole car. No claims. So, but because I had foam airplanes sitting on the car, oh, well, we're sorry, we're not going to insure you. Okay. Good night, Brian. He's probably already gone, but anyway, so that was that whole bullshit. I went to my regular insurance company, put the Dodge on that for now. I'll get collector car insurance back on the Impala and on the Dodge. This actually qualifies for an antique collector, so I can put collector car insurance on this. So yeah, it's big savings there. So I'll just go to another company. I'll get it covered. Not a big deal. Yeah, the bullshit with insurance companies. I don't understand. The logic behind. I mean, they're worried about my foam airplanes that are sitting on the car, on the trunk lid of the car. I mean, how is that a threat? I guess I can park the car and have shovels and rakes and all kinds of shit hanging behind it, and that's okay, but I can't have a foam airplane sitting on it. Okay. I don't know. They definitely pissed me off, so they're fired. Yeah, well, that's good for you, Bill. Who's your insurance company? Maybe I'll call them, because I've had to change insurance companies over the years for the stupidest reasons. Like a foam airplane sitting on my trunk lid. Well, okay, whatever. So, Jeff, when you call your insurance agent, um, does that skew your decision to buy the car? Did they ever tell you something like, well, we don't want to insure that vehicle, or I mean, does that ever come up? Um, just curious. State Farm. Oh yeah, I tried them once. Yeah, got it. My wife got a speeding ticket. Okay, and they canceled my policy. I had 7 cars insured with them, and because my wife got a speeding ticket, no, I take it back. It wasn't a speeding ticket. It was a red light camera ticket. They canceled my policy. So yeah, so that was my short term with State Farm. Well, Ray, they only do that for collector cars, okay? Because they're we're supposed to be, um, it's not a daily driver. It can't be a daily driver to have collector car insurance. It's got to be, and it has to be a certain kind of car. They won't insure just anything. So it either has to be old, usually at least 25 years old, or it has to be some special edition like this Daytona Charger. It makes it collectible, and then they have very strict rules of how often you can drive it, where you can drive it. You can go parades and to car shows and stuff, but you can't take it to the mall and go shopping, leaving it out in the parking lot where it can get hit. Okay, they won't allow that. So they have some rules, but the only rule they stipulate about your garage is that it has to be in a garage that's locked. Okay, well, I've got the garage and it's locked. But now they're telling me because there was a foam airplane sitting on the trunk lid, they're not gonna insure. They didn't say anything about not insuring the Impala. They're just not gonna insure my new Daytona because I had an airplane sitting on my Impala. Okay, whatever. So they lost all my business. I had 4 cars insured with them. They lost all 4. This was going to be number 5. So they lost all. They lost. Not only did they not get the 5th, but they lost the other 4. So I hope that helps their bottom line at the end of the year. So. Well, they have what they call, Juno. Hey, man, it's good to see you, by the way. Declared value is what they usually go by. So you're going to tell them what your policy, how much the car's worth. What would it cost to replace it? Okay, and then if as long as they agree with the number you give them, you're okay. But it usually has to be a pretty high number. I think like 16,000 declared value was the lowest you could declare at Haggerty. But the insurance policy is like $350 a year. Okay, and that's full coverage, collision, comprehensive, everything. So it's very cheap insurance, but you're limited how you drive the car. Well, that's not when you have. I have 11 cars, a truck, and 2 motorcycles. I don't. None of my cars are my truck is my daily driver. All my cars. Listen, this is the newest car I own, except for the truck, the one I just bought, which is an '06, which is almost 20 years old. Everything. The next newest car I have is a '96. So, and all the rest of them are older than that. All the way back to '56. So, I have a lot of old cars, and that's why they qualify for the collector car insurance. So, and that's why I built this big building, so that I can get all of my cars on my collector policy, because once this is done, I'll be able to get all my cars in the building. Not there yet, but I'm getting there, and that'll make a big difference. Who's your insurance company, Fred? Yeah, right, Ray. Yeah, it's the next day for you. Farm Bureau, really? And they care that your car is high performance. That's interesting. I haven't had to deal with that in any of the insurance companies I've dealt with, and I have some high performance cars, and they haven't. I've never been tagged with that one. Um, so, but other. But having a foam airplane on the trunk lid, you know, you can have 800 horsepower under the hood, no problem. But don't put a foam airplane on the trunk lid. You know, they'll slam you for that one. So, yeah, every insurance company's different. There's a new company that just came out. You know, Tom Bailey, who's the Sick magazine. He's got the whole Sick Week racing thing going on, and now they're insuring cars. You know, drag and drive hot rods. They have insurance policies now for you if you have a drag and drive car, which is to clarify for you guys who don't understand what that means, is that they have a racing event that's usually 5 days. You go to 5 different tracks. You have to drive the car you're racing from track to track, race it, go to you know, in between going to the next track, they have a checkpoint. You have to go to the checkpoint to check in. To show, and what that's doing is it's proving that you're driving the vehicle on the street, you know, street legals, you know, and it's capable of driving on the street. And then you get to the racetrack and race it. Now, you're allowed to change your tires and things like that, but you can't bring a support vehicle, which people are doing, and I have an issue with that. Not a big issue, but I kind of want to talk to Tom about that. You're not supposed to be able to bring a support vehicle or any of that kind of crap. Everything you're going to use to work on the car, any parts you need, you have to bring with you, or you can go to the local parts store and buy. But you can't have a support vehicle with, you know, like, I'm not going to mention his name, but he's got his team driving his motorhome with the car trailer, an enclosed car trailer with a lift in it. You know, it's like a NASCAR trailer where they put the cars in the top. And he has access to that. They bring it to the track, and if his car breaks, he has access to his own lift in his own trailer that his team is bringing with him. Now that's defeating, that breaks all the rules of the drag and drive concept. But they're letting him do it. You know, and it's not a, I like the guy. I'm not trying to pick on him or anything. But I don't understand, you know, if he has that kind of availability to him, then he's really not dragging and driving, is he? You know, I mean, that's kind of, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of this event. You know, it's supposed to be a street drivable race car that you can prove that you can drive it from, you know, place to place and race it without outside support, you know. And, you know, and another guy, you know, a buddy of his had a shop in Florida. They were in Florida. Between stops, they took the car on, you know, I think they towed it to this guy's garage and fixed it there in his garage. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Again, that's not how you're supposed to do this. Whatever. Anyway, so but anyway, so Tom come out with his own insurance company now. It's called Sick Insurance, and it's supposed to be dedicated for drag and drive cars. So I might call them, because I don't know if I'm going to drag and drive this one. I might. But my Impala is what I was planning on using in the drag. Next year, I was going to have the Impala. I was going to take it on the 5 tour. It starts in Georgia, at the track in South Georgia. Then it comes down to Cletus McFarland's track, the Bradenton. And then from Bradenton, it goes to Orlando. From Orlando, the checkpoint is in Daytona. So they want you to drive all the way around the state. So you got to go from Bradenton to Orlando to Daytona for the check-in. And then you're going to go, the next track is Gainesville. And then back to the track in Georgia. That's the 5 circle you make. And you have to drive the car to each track, race it, turn in your time slips. And that's how the game's played. And so I want to do that next year. And I think it was in February. I think it was February they were racing. And so I went down to the event here in Bradenton, met Cletus, met Steve Morris, met Tom, met a bunch of guys down there. Actually, it was pretty cool. It was a fun event. So yeah, I want to do it next year. I'm hoping. Yeah, we'll see. Um, I think Hot Rod Garage is. I think that's done. Tom Bailey again did a video. He bought a vehicle from them. They were selling everything from the show, all the equipment, all the cars, everything that they had related to Hot Rod Garage was up for auction. They sold everything. All the vehicle. He bought a vehicle. He bought some Suburban that they turned into like a hunting camp. It had a stove in the back, and I don't know. It was a big Suburban. And that was the only vehicle that was left, and he bought it. So he drove it to some place here in Florida. I think that was where it was, wasn't it? No, it was in California, I think. Yeah. Yeah, he took it to some place in California. One of the guys he knows everybody, and the guy stored it for him until he could come back and get it, I guess, because he flew in to get it, but he couldn't drive. He had to get back. He couldn't drive it all the way back. So. We can do one tonight if you like, Fred. You want to see me balance a prop, or we can glue something? I can mix up some Gorilla Glue right now. We can glue something. I was gonna. It's funny you say that, because I was gonna use that my Gorilla Glue mix in my batleth that I printed, because the way it printed, there was a void when you cut the handle in half, so I could print it as big as I did. It was in the print. It wasn't. There's a box in the handle that's completely, it's not hollow when you cut it open. They printed a box inside the handle for some reason. I don't know why. And so when I was going to glue it back together, the box was over on this half. It was flat on this half, so I was going to fill that with Gorilla Glue and let it expand. When I put the handle together, it would expand, fill the whole crater area, and glue it together. I ended up not doing that, but I was gonna do it, and so it's funny that you bring up the Gorilla Glue, because I was just gonna do that. Juno's the favorite of the concrete pour. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more concrete pouring. I think we're all done with that. I'm certain I don't have to do it for the new trailer when they bring it in. But it's an option, I guess. I guess if I wanted it more secure than the way they do it, I could pour concrete, but I don't think I'm gonna. The one that's there now isn't on concrete, so it'll be fine, I'm sure. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more You might get to watch my paver segment. I'm going to do the whole front of the garage here. The garage is kind of on a hill. So here's the deal. The property slopes this way. Okay? So they had to fill dirt to get the garage level. So now the front of the back of the building's at ground level in the back, but the front of the building is on a hill, a slight hill. And they just dumped the dirt there, and I have to grade it down to a nice taper. And when I do that, I have enough pavers to paver the whole front of where the garage is. So I'd have a pad to wash cars or whatever on a paver pad. So I am going to do that eventually, after the trailer's in and everything. So I might video that, and you guys can watch me lay pavers and then grout it, if that's interesting for you. Yeah, there won't be any more of those. The green screen's right there. It's right on the wall right there. There won't be any more green screen episodes. That's why I built the real wall behind me, so that I don't have to do a green screen anymore. Yeah, but the green screen's still hanging right there. I don't need it anymore. Yeah, we're not, and I don't need the tent anymore either. I've got a room. I've got a whole room that I can air condition and heat now. And it's sealed enough now that I'll be honest with you. Until we had that 90-degree day the other day, the little portable air conditioner I have in here was doing great. You know, this was very comfortable in here. You know, it was, and it's, even though the French doors are wide open, you could feel the difference just walking through the doors. You know, and I never close them. And when you walked in here, it was much cooler in here. You could just feel it when you came in. It was like, wow. Even Deb was impressed with that. She says, wow, it's really nice in here. I said, I know. It's working pretty good. So, yeah. Keith, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So, yeah. So no more tent in the garage. We won't have to do that ever again. You know, we got a room. We got a real room now. It's not finished, but good enough for now. I'll get to it. Got to run there. So I still, you know, we're at the point now. Here's where we are. Now that I've got the upstairs done and I'm putting everything up there, there's at least 7 airplanes. Let me think here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's at least 11 airplanes on pedestals, you know, which are empty boxes, behind the camera, along that whole wall. And all of those are going upstairs to get out of here so that I can start running the electrical in the walls and do the drywall work. So I have to get all these out of here. And I was waiting to get the floor done so I could take them upstairs and get them out of the way. So the floor's done. So that's the next step. I got the front cleared where I can put my joists in and finish the floor in the front, and everything else over there is upstairs. And now I'm ready to take all these airplanes and put them upstairs. So we're making good progress. It's going pretty good. Kicking my ass, but it's going pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. You know, can't wait to get. I'm gonna have to start running the electrical, because the first thing I'm gonna finish is the bathroom. So we have power. I'm gonna have to put my my circuit breaker panel in, and put all the electrical, and I'm gonna finish the bathroom. You know, totally finish it. So we'll have electrical and plumbing in the bathroom, so we can take showers and stuff, and then we'll move on from there. But that'll be the first thing that gets totally finished, and that's going to be the first thing I work on after I get some more stuff moved around. So that's probably maybe next week I'll start actually framing the bathroom. Yeah, I remember that, Ryan. I remember you know, when Michael Douglas had his arm around me and I was holding it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, so here it is. Here, you know, I'm. uh, oh, yeah. So when I got home from getting the car, because I was up all night, so I didn't get any sleep. I got home and I crashed. So I had probably good 4 hours sleep. Got home at 6. Um, Woke up, felt pretty good. I thought, you know, I think I'm gonna go out in the garage and do a show. So that's why I'm here. Um, get caught up, get you guys caught up. Um, Making progress, you know, doing good. Um, so I haven't been out to any of the websites lately. So I guess while we're here, let's go do a. I'm gonna do a quick search around the. We'll do a loop around the shops here and see who's got what on sale. I know FMS is running an Easter sale, but it ain't a big deal. I mean, you know, it's only like 10% off. So I mean, that's better than a poke in the eye. I understand, but it's not really that big of a deal. So I really wasn't. Um, it wasn't blowing my skirt up. So let's see what some of the other guys are doing. See if anybody's got anything on sale. See if you guys are missing out on anything. You guys know of any sales going on? Anybody? Any of you see something cool that you want to share? You know, because that's one of the reasons I do these shows, so we can, you know, share our super finds to save some money. Thanks, Wiggs. Appreciate that. Oh, Horizon Hobby doesn't need an excuse to raise their prices. They just do it. You know, them and Motion both. They don't need an excuse. They just think their shit's worth that much, so they just raise their prices. Uh, oh, so they yeah, so the Albatross is still on sale, but not for the 242 that I paid. It's 299. Normally 359. And it's on sale for 299. So 60 bucks off. That's not bad. So the Albatross is still on sale at Hobby King. But I took advantage of it when it was 242. Wow, they raised the price on the Super Tucano. Oh yeah, wow. It was 499. Now it's 549. 50 bucks. They raised the price 50 bucks on it. It's a good airplane though. God, I love that airplane. So that's fine. So they'll put it back on sale for 499. You can buy it at the 499 price. That'll be the new sale price. Believe me, they'll put it on sale. No problem there for sure. Yeah, they raised the price of the C-130. I have 3 of those, so I don't need to buy another one of those. So 422 now. Wow. Yeah, that's too high. I bought all of mine for like 250, 280 in that range. I bought them all on sale. I've got one civilian that they discontinued, and then 2 of the Coast Guard. They got that silly ass gyrocopter thing on sale. No, no thanks. I don't want that thing. The Viper, the Viper 64 was on sale. I unboxed that a couple weeks ago. Um, yeah, the sale's off. It's 200 bucks again. Let's see what else. Okay, well, that's just Hobby King. I don't see anything else there. Let's see if Banana's got anything on sale. Maybe need to put the L-39 back on sale for $199. That's a great airplane, guys. It's a beautiful jet for 200 bucks. Wow. Awesome. Lights, retracts, flaps, all aluminum trailing arm retracts, not some cheesy plastic crap or anything. I mean, really nice. Really nice. Um, so, yeah, it's hard to beat that deal. That's a really great deal. 3 color schemes to pick from. It's a good airplane. I have 2 of those. Yeah, it's still 219. It's not on sale right now. They usually have it at 199 or 189, but that's still a great deal. I mean, for a 64 millimeter 6S jet, you know, it flies great. It's a nice airplane. I really like it. Let's see what else they've got. They don't have a sale tab. I just have to kind of poke around. Wish they had a sale tab. Yeah, I don't see nothing too exciting here. I don't see any sales. No. No, no sales. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's see who else is out there. Got something going on. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's see what Horizon's got on sale. Did you guys see any good deals at Horizon? Other than that, I guess the A5 is on sale, maybe, or was. Horizon has a sale tab, so we can go to the sales tab and see what's on sale. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. I'm not tired. I had a good nap. Clearance. Hey, Clarence. Oh, clearance. I'm getting a hurry up and wait from Horizon. Got information overload, I guess. I don't know. It started to print the page and stopped. Apparently, there's too much going on the page. My computer can't handle it. Oh, here we go. Now it's moving again. Looks like that low-C car's on sale again. Yeah, yeah. It's normally 169. It's on sale for 79 bucks. So that's the same as the buy one get one free, which is the deal I did to get it. I got two of them because you buy one and they throw a second one in for free. So that's basically well, that was a better deal than this, but this is still a good deal from 169 to 79 bucks. That's 90 bucks off. That's a good deal. A bunch of smart batteries and chargers on sale. Yeah, big deal. Unless you're a smart battery guy. That's about it. Well, just the low C little buggy and battery and charger combos. That's it. That's all that's in the sale clearance. Well, these are just the sales. Only 23. And then there's a clearance. So let's go to the shop all clearance items and see if they got anything. Let me come back to this chat, see what's going on. Yeah, they have a sale on cheeseburgers. Yeah, I do the same thing, Fred. If I take advantage of the sales as much as I can. So I probably will, Wigs. You know, I probably am going to buy that F86 file and print the plane just to print it, to do it, and show you guys. Um, but I don't think I'm gonna outfit it and fly it. I've got two F86s now, and it's cheaper to buy the foam one from FMS ready to go than it would be to print it and outfit it. It's just too damn expensive. But just for the challenge, it's only $40 to buy the file, and it's probably going to be about $60 worth of filament to print it. So it'll make a nice, fun show to, print it and build it. So I probably will do that just to do it. New low everyday prices, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point, Keith. Yeah, if I was doing my green screen, my cool green charger here would be invisible. You're absolutely right. I didn't think of that. Yeah, yeah. This is always on the shelf right there. I just took it off the shelf. I don't know if you were here for that or not, but I made a purchase today um, for you. I know Ryan wasn't here for that, so I'll let you guys in on. Um, I bought a real one of these today, a yellow Dodge Daytona, identical to this model I have on the table here. Um, I was on eBay. This all started. I wanted to buy another wagon with an LT1 in it, and I found a screaming great deal on one that turned out to be, not such a great deal. Um, I bought an LT1 wagon for $1,200, and the wagon in general is in pretty good shape, but it didn't run because he said it needed a fuel pump. Well, when I got it home, I realized that he had hired some kid to work on the car for him, trying to get some help, and the kid he was such an idiot that he doesn't know anything about working on a car. And of course, it's all quick fuel release on plastic fuel tanks and stuff like that these days. And he didn't know how that worked, so he just cut the fuel lines. I don't know how he thought he was going to put the fuel tank back in the car after he cut the fuel lines, because they're plastic lines and they say right on them, not repairable. Now, I guess there is a way to repair them. I didn't know that at the time. So I got the car home. I didn't know all that was wrong with it until I got it home. And then I realized the fuel lines are cut. The tank itself is good, but the whole fuel pump assembly is bad. It's all rotted. The top of which is the cap of the tank, is rotted. All the wiring's rotted. The fuel pump's no good. So you can buy that whole assembly. So that's what I did, and it's not expensive. And I put it all back together. But now I got to deal with the fuel lines. So I have a couple of wrecked cars on the property here. I had to steal the fuel lines out of 3 wrecked cars to get 2 good fuel lines to put back into the wagon. So I got the wagon running to back it off the trailer, but the motor's got a knock. It's a minor knock. I drove an Impala for 2 years with that exact same knock. So the car will be drivable, but that's not really what I wanted. I wanted to turn it into a race car, and the motor's not going to handle that. So that just kind of... But I did fine. I mean, $1,200 for a drivable car that is in pretty decent shape is not bad. And all the parts will fit on the Impala, so it's a parts car if nothing else. So I'm not really too upset about it. But while I was searching around, I noticed some other interesting cars, including this one. And so I've got so many of these toys of this charger because I was I bought a charger like this when I worked for Allstate as my daily driver, but it wasn't a Hemi. It was a 6-cylinder. But I made it look like the Daytona. I put the stripe on the back. It didn't say Daytona on it. It said Charger SE, and the sticker on the hood said Charger on it, not Hemi. And I bought the wing. I put that on. I put the blacked out on the back of the the trunk lid. I blacked that out so it looked exactly like this. But my car was silver with all the black on it, and it looked great. And I got two body shop managers saw me at a car show and asked me who put the decal on the hood. I did. And they both said, "You want a job?" It wasn't at the same time. It was 2 different nights. But both of them said the exact same thing. They saw the decal I put on the hood, and they asked me if I wanted a job because their techs couldn't do it. The one guy told me, I said, my tech went through 4 of those decals at $400 a piece before we got one on there good enough that the customer accepted it, which means it wasn't perfect. And he says, yours is perfect. I said, yeah, I know. Mine's perfect. It's not that hard to put on. That's why he asked me if I wanted a job. So, but anyway, yeah. So anyway, I bought that car today. I came across it. It was a screaming good deal. The car is immaculate, original owner, and it's got a brand new motor in it. The original Hemi motor went bad, and he went to Dodge, and they said, well, yeah, we had an issue with motors, but we've corrected that. So they put a refurbished motor from Dodge in the car. It runs great. It's got strong motor, runs really good. The paint's perfect. The interior's near perfect. It's in great shape. Everything works. Sunroof, everything. And I got, I bought it. So now all these toys Chargers, which I have like 7 of these toy Chargers, I finally have the real car, these Daytonas. So now I really have it's 4,000. They only made 4,000, and my car is 864 of 4,000. So it's a low number car. So yeah, it's the 5.7 Hemi. Yep. So really nice car. It's in really nice shape. It's got the suede leather seats, inserts in it, and just in really nice car. The only thing wrong with it is one of the radio knobs is missing. That's it. That's the only thing if I was going to tell you there's something wrong with the car, that's all that's missing. That's all that's wrong with it. Everything works. Everything is in beautiful shape. It's missing a radio knob, which I can fix. Hell, if I have to, I'll print one. But I think I can get one. I'm sure there's an aftermarket knob I can get. AutoZone, by the way, carries those knobs. They even had them for my Impala. So I can order radio knobs for my Impala from AutoZone. So I'm going to check. I haven't done it yet, but I'll check AutoZone, see if they have the radio knob for this, and I'll order it. But girls can RC too. Well, hello. Welcome to the show. So, yeah. So, anyway, that was what I did today. Real happy with that. So, I'm not going to say, there was a time back in 06 that I was hot for this car. I haven't really thought about it lately in that realm that I would go buy one, but this one was just way too nice to pass up. It just, when I saw it on the pictures and everything, I was like, oh my God. So I called him, we made a deal, I went and got it today, and yeah, really happy with it. I'll take some pictures and put them up so you guys can see it, but, it's pretty excited about that. It feels good to have that, my Charger back. I loved my Charger, but I bought the 6-cylinder version for my work when I worked for Allstate, and when they put I got 34 miles to the gallon with the 6-cylinder motor, and I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly the kind of car to drive around in, get reimbursed for driving my own car, and when they put the ethanol in the fuel in 08, the mileage went from 34 miles to the gallon to 14. And I was like, okay, well, I can't drive this for work. So I parked the car and drove one of my Impalas because they got way better mileage than 14. And didn't get 34, though. And then I traded the Charger in on my Infiniti. I don't know if you guys remember when I bought the Infiniti G37S. So I traded my 6-cylinder Charger in on the Infiniti. And and I know where the car is. I've seen my car. I know exactly where the people live that have it, because a friend of mine lives down the street from them. And when I go see my friend, I see my car sitting there. So, I thought about several times going and knocking on the door and say, hey, would you want to sell the Charger? Because It was I'm the original owner. That was my car. You wouldn't want to sell it back to me, would you? But I'm super happy. I'd rather have this one. I don't need mine back. I'd much rather have this one. I always wanted a Daytona, and so now I got it, and pretty excited about it. So that was my fun day today. That's what I did. Had a little issue bringing it home. Um, the guy just put new brakes on it. He put four new takeoff tires on it, Continental tires, yesterday. He washed it today on my while I was driving. It was 2 hours to go there, and while I was driving over, he washed it, cleaned it all up. The guy was, I mean, he was so excited that it was going to go to somebody that would appreciate it because it came from his dad and that whole thing. And so yeah, so he was really trying to take good care of me. And but the problem is when you do all kinds of work like that, even tires, and you haven't tested them, things can go wrong. A tire separation. You can have a belt separate. The tires have been on there for less than 12 hours. He didn't know. Turned out it wasn't a belt problem, but I had a brake issue. The new rotors he put in. Some idiot pulled out in front of me. I had to slam on the brakes, and that apparently overheated the left front caliper. So I started driving down the road, and once you've got that issue where the brake fluid's literally boiling in the caliper, it starts pressing on the brake on its own, which causes more heat, and it's a vicious circle. You have to stop. You just have to stop and let it cool down. So I had to stop. We had to sit in the gas station for over an hour to let it cool down. And then the rest of the way home, I drove it without using the brakes. I was using the emergency brake to slow down. I was giving myself lots of room, downshifting the car, slowing down gently, used the emergency brake to stop, but I never really pressed on the brake. A couple of times I had to just touch them. And I made it all the way home, and then when I got home, the brakes were cold. So maybe there's nothing wrong with it. It was just that panic stop that did it. I don't know, but got it home. And that was the only issue. We only had to sit in the gas station for an hour, so that wasn't horrible. And it's home safe and sound, so we're good. Possibly, Ray. I don't know. I'm gonna take it apart tomorrow and take a look at it. I'm gonna see what's going on in there. If I see anything. Originally, I thought maybe they had over torqued the wheel bearings, and the heat was coming from there. Um, so because the car it wasn't rolling. When your car's rolling to a stop in neutral, it rolls until it finally just you can feel it just kind of. Well, this one rolled and then you could feel that it stopped. It just came to a stop. So there was drag going on, and I didn't know if it was brake drag or bearing drag. I don't know. I still don't know for sure. Uh, but once the brakes cooled off, it got home and it was okay. So, but I'm gonna pull it apart tomorrow and take a look at that one caliper and see if I've done irreparable damage to the brake pads. Maybe I have to replace them. I don't know, but no major issue. I got it home. Everything's fine. So we'll do a little testing tomorrow and check it out. Um, yeah, the caliper could be stuck. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things that could be, wrong with it. That's why I'm going to check it out tomorrow. It seemed like it was just the left front wheel was the only real problem. Everything else seemed to be okay. So I'll just pull the left front apart tomorrow and check it out. And if I have to replace the rotor and the caliper or whatever I got to do, I will. It's not a big deal. Um, and then we'll be fine. So, but it might not need anything. It might be okay. Maybe the panic stop just was too much it could handle on the brand new brakes and rotors that he just put on it. He just did all this work to it, and you know, he didn't want to sell it, but at the same time, he's not a mechanic. He doesn't do his own work. He's paying somebody to fix everything, and that's generally a turnoff for old cars for people that don't fix them themselves. Um, they because they have to pay a mechanic to do the work, and it gets expensive. And for a guy like me, that's my own. I am a mechanic. I like old cars because they're cheap and they're cheap to fix. And so yeah, I don't mind working on the car. I'm capable, no problem. So I love having old cars. It's just cheaper all the way around. And this everything works on this car. It's got good cold air conditioning and radio. Everything works. The sunroof, everything. I tested everything. All the windows, door locks. I tested everything. Everything works. It's you know. So the only thing I got to buy, not knowing what I have to buy maybe on the brakes, but I have to buy a radio knob. That's all it needs is a radio knob. Other than that, it's all there. And it's in great shape. It's been garage kept its whole life, so the paint's beautiful. It's got great paint. I mean, it literally looks exactly like what you're seeing on the screen. It looks exactly like that. It's a beautiful car. So I'm pretty happy. It's good to have a. That's my newest car now. My newest vehicle. I've got 11 cars, one truck, and two motorcycles. And the newest vehicle, not counting the truck, is a 96. So this '06 is 10 years newer. I've just, increased my, this might actually qualify. I might be able to actually do a Lyft or Uber in this car because my Impalas were too old. They wouldn't let me do it. But this might qualify. I might actually be able to pick somebody up in an Uber. Do an Uber run with this, maybe. I don't know. I have to check and see what the new, but maybe. Yeah, Fred, you're right. Brakes just slow you down. Yeah, this is a race car. We don't want to slow down. Yeah, that's how that works. So yeah. So anyway, all right, guys. I guess I'm gonna call it. Um, Unless you got something else you want to talk about, I'm not dying to leave or anything, but I'm running out of things to talk about. Unless you want to see some of my 3D printing stuff, I can bring some of that to the camera. Some of my latest fun. I will bring one to the camera. You know what? I'm gonna, because this is the You gotta go, Keith. All right, man. Have a good night. Happy Easter. So you can see it in the background here. You see the big batleth right there. So this, I've got two printers on the table. This one's the K1C. This is 220 by 220 by 250. And this one over here is the new K1 Max, which is 300 by 300 by 300. So I was able to print a full-size 1200 millimeter batleth, Klingon fighting sword. And you can see it in the background. I'll grab it. So, pretty cool. This is, this is full size. This is, pretty cool. What was that that fell? Oh, the shoe. So, and I needed a bigger printer to print this. So now, I needed a bigger printer for a project I'm going to start. Might actually turn into a job. 3D printing something. All I'm going to tell you is it's automotive parts. There's a niche for automotive parts that I think I can fill with a bigger printer. I need a bigger printer. So that was the main reason I got a bigger printer. But building this sword. Now, of course, I built it out of some filament that since I'm going to paint it, it didn't matter. So this rainbow stuff, the only thing you really print with that, probably is a vase. So I had bought it. There was a sale on some of it, so I bought a bunch of it. But if you're going to paint it anyway, it doesn't matter what color filament you use. So I printed this in this rainbow, just because I'm going to paint it anyway. So I sanded this all down, took all the layer lines out of it. It's got its first coat of primer on it. That's where it's sitting right now. But I've got this silver paint that looks like chrome. It's pretty close to chrome. It's pretty damn shiny. So this is going to look like a metal sword when I paint it with this stuff. That was really no prep. I didn't sand the layer lines out of this or anything. I just painted it for a test. But I did print this mask has been prepped. I still have to do some more final sand and maybe another coat of primer. But this is the mask I'm going to paint chrome for my Iron Man helmet. Now, there's a gold mask on it right now, and it's just going to make it easier for me to. I can change it from silver to gold. I'll show you this is. It's not 100% final, but it's close. Let me grab it real quick. So this is the main body of the helmet right here. This is what they call the lip. And this is the mask in gold. Okay. And, well, I see one of my magnets fell off. Got a little trouble with that. I have to work on that. So it assembles with magnets. To put it on, okay, it'll fit on like this. And then you have to put this piece on. And you have to put it on from behind. And it's magnetic on. Okay. Now you can't get the helmet on with that piece on, so you have to put the helmet on first, then put the piece on. So it's on with magnets. And then this lip piece goes on, it's magnets. And that goes right here. Like that. And then the mask goes on with magnets. Like this. And there you go. So that's a functional Iron Man mask. Pretty cool. So it came out pretty good. It's not 100% yet. I got a couple more things to do. But it's pretty cool. It's been a fun project, I got to tell you. This was a lot of fun to do, just to get this, complete helmet that you can wear, literally. It was pretty fun to make this, and it came out really well. It's not 100% perfect. It's not even 100% done. The only thing left to do to this one, I got a little touch up to do, but right here, this is supposed to be silver, so I haven't painted that yet. So I still have to tape this and paint this little section right here silver. And that's it. And then we're done. But overall, it came out really good. So pretty, it came out pretty good. But, the helmet, there's several different versions of his suit. If you have to be a pretty hardcore Iron Man guy to know all the different versions of the different suits, and some of them have gold masks and some have silver masks, and so now they make if this is the coolest toy ever. They make an Iron Man helmet, and I got it right here, that's fully functional. Okay, and this has got the silver mask on it, so that's why I'm gonna make my own silver mask to match this. But I got the color of the helmet pretty close. The reds are fairly close. They both have that candy chrome look shine to them. They're just a shade, little shade difference, but they're pretty close. And but this is fully functional, guys. This is the coolest helmet ever. So you can. And it talks. You know, it's Jarvis's voice is in it, and it's voice activated. You know, Jarvis, close mask. So, so that's pretty cool. You know, and listen, you know, I had already printed before I knew how much this thing was or I could get. I already printed this, and then I found out that you can buy this fully functional helmet that's voice activated. It has two ways to open the face shield. You can either the whole thing in one piece like that, and then you can have it do the whole articulating thing by touching that. And so it's just really cool. So it was $200. I couldn't make this one do even the closest I could make this is do this, and I couldn't do it for $200. Okay, there's no way I could make this helmet do this for $200. And I bought this for $200. It's full, ready to go, and it's voice activated. So yeah, it was just too cool. So I had to buy it. I could not buy it. It was just too cool. So anyway, so then I saw how good that chrome paint came out. And that's what gave me the idea to copy this helmet with the. So I have both a gold mask and a silver mask. So that's what this is going to be. Is the gold? This is going to be the silver mask. Once I get it, and I have another set of lips, so that's no problem. I'll paint the lips and this silver, and then they just magnet on. So just pop them off, pop the new one on. Yeah, this I lost a magnet on this. There's supposed to be one over here. It's missing. So I don't know what happened there. I had one other fall off too. So they're epoxied on. So I don't know why they're coming off. But apparently I didn't get it glued on good enough. So, but yeah. So that's another one of my fun prints. This Iron Man helmet's been pretty fun. And then I've done several batlets, but this has been the coolest because of the size. This is life size. This is real, and it's going to look real when I'm done painting it. Wait till you see, you know, because that chrome finish on this blade is going to look good, you know. And I've already sanded all the layer lines out of it. There's just a slight bit here and there that I have to touch up. So another couple coats of paint and some little sanding. And then I'll put the silver on it, and then I'm going to do it. These are going to be tan, the grips, and then I'm going to do a whitewash of black to fill in, you know, the little hash marks. And so yeah, so this came out really cool. It's printed 4 sections to get it this big. Like each section's 300 millimeters. Okay, so you have to split it into 4 pieces, print it, and then glue it all back together. And that's what you get. So I think that came out really cool. I think that's pretty cool. So I see this is cracked in an interesting spot. That's weird. I don't know how that happened. Easy fix, you know, that's what they make glue for. So I can glue it back together. It's hard, you know. As cool as it is, you still have to remember though it's made out of plastic, so you really can't swing it around like a weapon. It's just plastic. Even though it's not going to look plastic, it's still plastic. So. Yeah, Fred, I was thinking about doing the Primo alert that like Jeff does and Ray does. And I was going to do that tonight. I woke up early enough to do that tonight, but I don't know. I just kept procrastinating. Oh, I'll go out in a minute. I got time. And before I knew it was too late. I got out here, and then I couldn't get the computer to boot up right. I had to do a full hard shutdown and start over to get, you know. So by the time I think I was at least 20 minutes late. From 10 o'clock, because I couldn't get the computer to operate. I wasn't anticipating. I thought the computer would just work. It worked every other time I'd come out here, but not tonight. So the shenanigans, that I had with the car, now I had it with the computer too. So I guess my shenanigans weren't over for the day. So, but it's already the next day, so we're done for, Saturday's shenanigans are over. It's Sunday. So, but anyway, yeah, I just been having a lot of fun with the 3D printer, and it's the nicest thing about this, like the batleth was I think a 15-hour print. All 4 sections were on the bed at once, and I think it took 15 hours to print. I didn't sit here for 15 hours watching it. I was out doing all my work. I started the print, walked away. Got all my work done the whole time the thing's printing while I'm, getting all my work done. So it doesn't take any time of my time, really. I mean, there's a little bit of setup time in the slicer, but, we're only talking 10, 20 minutes. And then you just put it in the printer and it prints. And while it's printing, you go do something. So I got all my work, all this print work I've been doing has all been set it, forget it. The pocket fisherman. I get it set to print, and then I go work on the garage. Get a lot done. So it really hasn't interrupted. A little bit, but not much. And I think the trade-off's well worth it. What I'm, the fun I'm having and the cool shit I'm printing, I think is well worth the little bit of diversion from working on the garage. To get, some of this fun stuff I'm printing. So, yeah. So it's been fun. So, all right, guys. That's going to do it. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go in the house. I can watch the last bit of Star Trek, I think I get. Yeah, well, I got 6 minutes. I'll just put some something else on. Probably going to just fall asleep, honestly, but... so yeah, maybe I'll see you next Saturday. I'm not making any promises, I just can't, guys. I'm just too busy right now trying to get this shit done. So once the new trailer's in and the garage is finished, then I'm going to have a lot of free time. I don't know if I'm going to go back to work. Probably going to have to. Probably going to go back to Disney. Because that's probably the only place I'm going to get paid enough to really make it worth my while to go back to work. So, but we'll see. We got another year. I can't retire till 27 because of the lawsuit. I've got. There's a little stipulation in that contract that's going to prevent me from getting my Social Security and Medicaid until 2027. So we'll talk about that on another show, but. So I'm probably going to have to go back to work for at least a couple years. And we'll see. But for now, we got to get this done. So this is priority 1. All right, guys, that'll do it. Have a great night. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you being here. Hope you had some fun. And we'll catch you. Maybe we'll catch you next week. Probably see you in Jeff's show or Jeff's show. Maybe Ray's show. I don't know. I try to get in them, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. But until I see you again, have a great night. Happy Easter to all of you, and I hope you have a great day today. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.